finally includes the Yaeli. He wrapped around a crown of Yaeli, which Rashi says Hanaka Mitagmin in Yala, a necklace we translate as Yala. Who shares Anka? So it's an Anka, which who shares your current heart zone. It's called a heritage is called an art zone. Okay, it sounds like a porcupine. Rishera Kasha, and its hair is hard, like needles. But also Atar me already made a crown around like from his skin, so we around his neck, around his eyes. Okay, okay, he made it with this thing. And finally, uprooted his eyes or pierced his eyes. Yom also made Kameh. One day he came and sat in front of him. So this slave king is now in front of this Oben Buta. See, master, what this disgusting or vicious bush slave, my God, what is he doing? He's doing to you is poking at your eyes. My Abba, what should I do? My Abba, what should I do to him? In the light, like curse him, Mar. Says to back to him, Kasiv B'midacha, even when you're crushed, Melech al Takal, king, you shouldn't curse. Says back to him, I love Melech, this is not a king. I'm not a king. I mean, he doesn't say it's him, but I'm not a king. Because he's a slave, and slave can't be king. Will you have just be a rich person in general. It says in your rooms of your sleeping, you shouldn't curse a rich person. And let him be only be a nasi. And a nasi in your nation you shouldn't curse. My son, he says back to him, no, that means Drush, it says only if he's doing the actions of your nation. He's not, and this king is not. But high level also my son, this he's not doing the actions of the nation. And therefore it shouldn't doesn't apply. Mr. Pinamine, he says I'm afraid of him. And Aleph says, yeah, it's a lot. Mr. Pinamine, Yiki Inish is a person, the Sham which will hear Mil. So if Azul Mosul is gonna you're gonna hear something, he's going to tell him. Hashtami Alaki Inish but now there's no person. The like is in Inish the Azul Lim, there's no person that's gonna go and say it. The Anabat, Yasivna, there's me and you sitting here. Okay. Amalek Kasib Okiyova Shemaim Yolich has a call because it's written in the passage there's a bird in heaven will send the voice. And there is somehow we'll get to it. Hashlan Anavaat Shanenu Khan, but you and me are both here. The ancient man is not here. Amalek said back to him, Kasib Shemaim Yolich has a call. Kambal Kanafayim and the master of wings, meaning a bird. Yagi Dab will tell the matter. Amalei Anahu, he says to him, it's me, I'm the king. Yabi Adam the Huri Rabbanan Kulihai. If I would have known the Rabbanan was so careful, love you, Kalinalahu, I wouldn't have killed him. Ashtamai to come to the Hugab. Now what's the fix with this man? And how can I do Shua? Amalei Hukava or Shalom, let me destroy the light of the world, the nation, the Rabbanan. Sorry, the Rabbanan. The Ksiv of the Pasuk says, Kinyan Mitzvah Torah, because the mitzvah is a candle and Torah is a fire. Yeluk v'yas to Gar Shalom, let him go and deal with the fire, with the light of the world. The Chsiv v'naharu elav kol ha'goyim, and it'll be light to him all the goyim. Igad amri hafi igad amalei. Some says this is what he said to them. Lucy meina shalom. He blinded the eye of the world. The Chsiv v'haya im me'enia ahida, and it would be that if it be from the eyes of the congregations, we see that in the eyes. It's referring to the Sanhedrin. Yelech v'yisafik be'eno shalom, should let him go deal with the eyes of the world. The Chsiv v'hineni machal as mikdashi gon uzachem. Behold, I am this like profane or my mikdash. The strength of your okay, the haughtiness of your strength. Mechaber like the preciousness of your eyes. So you see, it's called the preciousness of their eyes. He says back to him, I can't deal with that with building the base of Mikdash and make it better because I'm afraid of the kingship. Rashi says, "Hineni machalot mikdashi sefer the Quran mechab neinechem." The pasuk says the impressions of your eyes. Sabina malchut kafufim ha'ilam malchus. The Romans he was forced to or subservient to the king of the Roman king. Amrulei shachar shluchos. It's a shachar shluchos. Send the messenger. V'leisu shata v'lark of shata. Let him go a year and stay. And stay here, and come back here. Until now you'll destroyed it and built it. Finally. He did this, they sent back them. Or if you didn't break it, don't break it. If you destroyed it, don't build it. If you destroyed it and built it back up, a slave whose embarrassment is after they do the thing, then they ask for permission. If your armies are with you, meaning you killed everyone who was afraid of it, who knows about your past, your book is here, and we still have records. Lo Rakav, lo Barak, you're not a king, not the son of a king. Hordus Avda Kalina Mesabe. You're the Hordus, the slave, well, on his own he was free. My Raka, what does it mean? Raka, Malchus, it means the king. Chsiv, Anochi Hayom Rach, and I am today the king. Mashuach Melech, and anointed from the king. People is saying Mehacha, and if you want to say from here, Vayikul Lefanecha Avrech, and we'll call in front of you Avrech, which means, I guess, from the word Rach, talking about Yosef, I think. Rashi says, Mr. Pina fine. Miss Malchin, the ask for Milton Mishus takes permission. Izani Lechem Mesiprokakan, if your weapons are on you, that your book is here. Im is gone Bekli Malchamasacha Milcham Sacha, if you're haughty because of the vessels of your war. Sharag to Besa Adonai, you killed in the house of your masters. Sefer Yochs Shalcha, the book of your Yochas is with you. Biyadenu is in our hand too. Yadanu Ashat, heaven, I know you're a slave. Lo Rako, Lu Melech, Lu Melech, you're not the king, not the son of the king, Kalani, Mesavin, Nasa ben Far, Melech became free on your own. Anyway, okay, fine. Amri, Mishalo Ra, Binyan Hardis, Rural Binyan Mayam, they say someone didn't see the building of Hardis, didn't see a nice building in their lives. In my Banya, how did you build it? Rabba says, the Amni Shaishi used Shaish stones. Rashi says, Shaish Yaruk. Shaish Yaruk, that means marble, which is green. Shakor and Baish, which is called Baish. Okay. Amni Shaish Marma, used marma stone. Rashi says, Shaish Love, and is white marble. Ika the Amni Kochla Shaisho Mirma, some say it was Koch. There was also a Kochla stone and Shaisho, which was the green one, and the Marma, which is the white one. So Kochla is Shaisho, what ain't Kochel, it's marble, which is dyed similar to Kochel, which is a sort of bluish green, I'm not so sure. Apik Shafa Vile. Shafa was when one row in, one row out. Kehechel in the Kamsil, in order to shouldn't be able to accept plaster. So put a plaster in between, so you have to, I don't know, not put a straight row, be like in and out a little bit, so you can put plaster in between the cracks. Some of the Havi thought to cover with gold. Amrle, the Rabban said to him, Shaf to leave it, the Hafi Shaf, it says it's even better. The Mexika ki idvasa the Yama looks like the waves of the sea. Baba Buta Hechiyav, Hakabar Buta, how could he do this? How could he give him this advice? Rabbi Yehuda says, Vitam Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, some say it's Yeshua ben Levi, the man and Shtaniel, because of what was Shtaniel punished. Shasia Eitzel in Nebuchadnezzar, because he gave advice to Nebuchadnezzar. Shnem Lehen Malchi Yishpor Elecha. because it said to them, the king, my king, Yishfor Elecha. Let me see Rashi. Sorry. If David the Yamud, he waves the seagull, Yamud waves the sea. Him noim b'nadim, they move back and forth. The ayin misashashes be'er yoson. I guess it's the eye. I'm not sure exactly, but was seeing them. I mean, enjoy seeing them. Neneshniel was punished. The coming punishment. Until later on, it's going to explain the punishment. Malchi Yeshavar Melech. Atzasi Tita Be'inacha. My advice should be good in your eyes. That's how you translate that. So then Malchi Yeshavar. I guess my king, my advice, you should be good in your eyes. Elecha. V'chatayos b'tzedakah, parok, and your sin with tzedakah should be redeemed. Ve'avisicha, and I guess you're in your distortions. Ve'mechan aniyim, with being nice to the poor people. Hein, tihavi arachal l'shlomo sechel, it should be for you a lengthiness for your peace. Rashi says, B'mechan aniyim, b'chaninas aniyim, with being gracious to the poor. B'chein tehei arachal l'shlomo sechel, yehei arach l'shlomo will be lengthy to your peace. Okay, we go. Says everyone turns to Nebuchadnezzar, Malka, and Nebuchadnezzar Malka. And says at the end of 12 months, so meaning it saved him for 12 months. So many questions, how could he do this? We see that he was punished. Some say it's different than a slave, that he's chayv mitzvahs, and therefore Hortus was a sort of chayv mitzvahs, you could give him help him do tshuva. If you say Mashani based on Mikdash, if you want to say that this Mikdash is different, Dilo Malchus, Lomang, if you don't get the king, then it's never going to be built. We need it built, and therefore you can overrule the thing you're not supposed to give advice. But Daniel, we know to be honest, Daniel, how do we know he's punished? Shilam Bisham the Chsiv V'Tikra asked the Hasuk. We want to say it's because the answer called the Hasuk. Ba'amir Rav Hasuk that Daniel, and some says that Hasuk is Daniel. Hani Kulaman Damer to Shavkulim Gulaso. It makes sense according to Mandamer that says the reason why it's called Hasuk is because they cut him down. In the word Fatah, he cut him down from his greatness, Gulaso. Elaman Damer Shakol Debrei Malchus Neftach and Alpib. But according to Mandamer, all the words of the king were like cut on his mouth, meaning he's really. If it's again for the word cut, but meaning everything was cut down. This is what you do. You signed and cut this way. That's how we're doing it. Mike, what is there to say? So he wasn't punished. So they should do the Gova the Raisa that they threw him into a den of lions. They threw him into a den of lions. That was his punishment. And it's because he gave this advice. Okay. Even though he was safe in those lions. Malku Yishuber Alacha. Okay. Arachalish. Oh, we did that. Kula Matzah. Kula Cholom Shal Piranus Bala. All the dreams of punishments came on him. Like Tzar from Triasur, at the end of the month of 12. V'shvil Atzaso Shal Daniel Talalo Shnai Masar Chodesh. Because of the advice of Daniel, it hanged for him for 12 months. But who? Okay. Hakolka Menegadimah, everything like the Menegad of the land. Hakolasuya, my words, the call coming to include. The Kusuya Asra Denehig Bahutza. They have to include a country which has, or a place which has the Menegad with Hutza and Daphne wall. Hutza is luli, the column is from the leaves, branches of a palm. And Daphne is Anveitz, our ammonium, the branches of an ammonium tree, Jakor and Lul, which is called the lure. Uprishalo, Korin Baish, and its fruit is called the Baish. And therefore, even that we would do if that's the minute. Therefore, if the wall falls down, the place in the stones are both them. Pshita, it's obvious. No one needed if it fell into the Rishus of one of them. And therefore, that's the case. And still, it's divided. If not, Another case where one part cleaned it out into his rishos today. The same way we would say that in the Havi the chamutz v'chaver al should be the other guy should bring him on, take out from his friend is upon him proof, meaning he's trying to take out from this guy who cleared it to his rishos or tell him his rishos. Mashallah, no, it's obviously half and half. Rashi says she stood the avonim shashem the stones of both them. The filu pasuk landina the masis nifidin paskin am din of a mishnah hamalamdenu shemitzchila ben shnei masum that teaches us that between we start that from originally both of them made it. Al koracham hayo kolcham b'shav. Of course, we'd have to divide it evenly. Havonim the stones shari rishos shneim not menafel, but in both the rishos of fell. V'yad mi mehem tzikamer. Upon me, which of them were you going to be greater? Haga, another opinion is like Haga and Rashi. A Parish Rabbeinu Chanan Kamashal, and the Parish Rabbeinu comes to teach us. It's just his Rabbeinu Chanan Kamashal. And the low being and raya, you don't need a proof. El shut of mapik minay, the low raya the shut can take it out without a proof. But you the time the delay in who this is where he claims that it is. Allah raya is upon him to being a proof. Makoki agam na hafid anila and all these kind of cases how we done it. This is how we judge it. V'zeh then before old kamo came Berak Abayis Aliyah. This then is also explained further in Berak Abayis Aliyah, but Chilasu at the beginning of it. Iba Yasem b'shutfin ki hai gavna. If you want to say that it's shutfin in this kind of case, anuchi avonim b'rishos chaveru lo kapti. It says over there, if you want to talk, another answer would be that by shutfin in this kind of case of leaving the stones in the shus of his friend lo kapti. It wouldn't be makbid. But chazakas rishus l'avkum here, and the chazak of rishus of being in his rishus doesn't count as anything. Shmini mina, we learn from this the kol ki agam in kind of cases like this. The idea should pass to something which is known that there should be in it the tabayu for both them. Afagav the manchib rishus of the chad minayim those left in the rishus of one of them lo yachol mitzon idin, and you're not able to claim that it is the rishus of the manchi as in it's mine. The rishus of manchi is left of my rishus. The Carmel and Shubban look up with that because they pass and Shubban are not about each other, and therefore, even though it's in your Rishos, but it doesn't prevent anything because the other guy could have put it in your Rishos and you don't care, and we know your Rishos, and you know you don't care. So this is really on the Kamash Shulman, it's on a different step from Haga, okay. Also similar in a garden when a place where you have the minute to make a wall, then you obligate him. It itself is a question. He said similarly in the beginning. In a place you have the minute to do it, to make a wall, you obligate him. But in general, in the garden in general, you wouldn't obligation. Let's say the safe, but in a valley, in place you make not to make a wall. You don't obligate. Let's say in just a general case where we don't have a minute. You would have to do it. Now in a stam gina we said amarta low. You said you don't have to build a wall. But the only that's the minhag is to build a wall that you have to. Stam beka mi boy in a general beka do we need to talk about in a general valley? It's less private. Of course there's more damage in a gina. If you don't have to do it even in a garden, for sure you don't have to do it in a valley. Anyway, Amar Rabbi says Hafakam, here's what he said. Stam gina similar stam gina umakom shenal gulikdor beko. And similarly a place where you have the minhag to do again to build a wall in a valley. So Malcolm Shinol Gulikdor is going actually in a case of a valley. Then Mechayvin also. Then we obligate him. So it reads the Chaim Begina, Malcolm Shinol Gulikdor is actually the second case and talking about a Becca. Then we would obligate it. So let's actually see Rashi here. Hashla Hasam Stam Gino Amrat Lo. Even there Stam Gino we said no. Afkisha has agreed Kosh, even though the damage from the eyes is worse because it's a garden, it's private. Amr Baimer says, "Find Malcolm Shinal Gulik the Ketani." This place you said where you make Malcolm where you have a place you have made to build a wall. It was taught Masis in the bigger it's actually going on a valley, and there's two cases: one a garden, and two a place where you wall in a valley. MK my okay. So let's see Rashi. Right? So let's see back in the Gemara. Amalei Rav it says MK my Mechayvin also. Why does it say Mechayvin also? Oh no. Amr Baimer says. So Amalei Rav MK my Aval. Why is there an Aval? Okay. Elam Rav rather says Halachik Katan. Here's what it means. Zevachain Stam Ginam Kamakom Shenagos Ligdor. That means it's just similar to a general Gina is like a place which is meant to do together. So meaning here's what I read it. Gina Malcolm Chanel Gulig, it means it's automatically a place which is the minute to do make a wall. We assume that way, even a stam case. Dummy. Mechayiv knows you're obligated. I will stop bika, but general bika, kim Malcolm Chanel Shalom no Gudam, it's like a place which does not have the minute is similar. Ve'em Mechayiv knows you don't obligate him. Let's see Rashi. How should I'm getting my low? Now it's a general a garden we said okay, we did this one. I'm by okay, next Rashi. MK my Abu Bekr, so what does it mean Abu Bekr? How mean I saw it from if you left? Meaning if you're reading it as Gina, Gina and a makam which you have a place minute to do together in a Bekr, that was the end of the last statement. And the next is Abu Bekr, but in a Bekr, what we were just talking about in Bekr in the case before, you ended there's two things, a garden and a valley which has a minagnostic wall. First case. Second case, a valley which has no minhag, and a place which doesn't have, and a garden which has a minhag not to have a wall. But we just talked about from the end of the first case of Bika, remember what he should have said, in a place where you have minhag not the wall, you don't obligate him. So why is that but in a valley? Actually, it seems from Rashi that the last case I got wrong here, according to Rashi, the way you read that Malcolm Shnogu Shalol Ligdor is going on a case of a valley. And so why would you have to say but in a valley and in a place where you don't have the wall? We're just talking about a valley. All you have to do is say in a place where you don't have a minute to do a wall, then you don't have to do a wall. Okay. Ella in Rasa the components of rather if he wants to build a wall and there's no minute to do it, so then what do? He goes inside his own property. The components was a chazis and he builds it, he makes a chazis as a sign. My chazis, what's a chazis? I'm Rav Huna says, after the car in the var, you turn the corner to the outside. But now the milagav want to do it on the inside, turn it towards your property. Abu Chavi Nama the var, the friend is also going to do it on the outside and make the sign also. Amr the DVD day, who is going to say it's mine and yours. Guys, so now he's also going to remove it. His friend's going to remove the one. You stuck it towards his property, so you can just remove it. You've got access to that. But Amr the DVD day, who is going to say it's mine and yours. Guys, the idea of the cutting off is no. If you see it cut up, then you'll know about it. Igad Amri, Amr Puna, some say this. Puna says, Mifla the Karnam Lagav turns the corner to the outside. I'm sorry, to the inside. The Nava Milavar want to do it to the outside. The guy's like, five friend's going to cut it off. Amr the David today, who's going to say it's mine and yours. Yehochu Hashanami life life. So then now he's going to plaster it up. Kavri. The Amr the David today, who's going to say it's mine and yours. The Fufim Yad, the idea that the bending, the adding, the turning is going to be known. V'ham b'chutz k'tani. The problem is, but from the outside it's taught. At kasha, it's the question. It's not so great. Okay, Rashi says, "Mekvar the kind of the var Roshi Akosel Yachol Luchadzan." The edges of the heads of the roof, the wall. Sorry, he turns to the side of his friends. The whole cause is lashon katzah. Now the word chazos means the language of end too. V'chein sheninu b'mtamid is similar to tamid. Gam maracha so chazise in regards to the maracha and the chazise. I guess the end of it. Mizracha Roshi Gezirin, the eastern heads of the Gezirin. Machzan, similarly, Machzan means end to end. The Malachim of Malachim. Rosh Hanesarim, Yamirsab, and Zamwalzel means the edges, ends of the beam of the boards, which are face turned this one to the face this one. But Oven Me'avra, you do it from the outside. Kokul Tzadei Rosh HaKosel. So you turn to the sides of the ends of the kosel, the wall. Shemechaver Rosho Havanim, you attach the end of it with stones, with it and plaster, Me'avo, and thicken it. The David who says mine and yours, Kiliktan says in the Mishnah, in the Brisa, Maslisin Visha'osin also, Bein Shnei, the Mishnah when you between both of them, Osin Chaz Mikan and Mikan, you make one. As it says in our Mishnah, when you make it between both of them, you also cause to become. You're going to make one on each side, a cause on each side, so he's going to make one also. And pretend it's both of us. Hashanami guys, even now if you do it on the outside, you can just remove it and slash it off. However, for that bent and shehil tzada, which is towards his side, then David do who says mine and yours. Well, lo asino causes, we never made it. You didn't make a causes. We never made a chazas. Milagav to the outside. The side should go towards its side. When the comment before for Hami Bukhot Katani, the Gemara is going to ask later where he says you should turn it to the outside. Life he's gonna add on to it. Machaber causes a ferry to attach another one and lead it to his size. Rabbi Yochanan says Nasayu ba'amosu milavar, you make it to him with an amma to the outside. You hate tough, but you cover it with plaster, amma barosha kosel, and amma to the edge of the wall, mibuchot towards the outside. But now I want to do it on the inside. The friend's going to do it on the outside. So you do it towards the inside. The friend's going to do it on the outside. That's why you can't do it. You have to turn it towards the outside so that he can't plaster also. Once say it's mine and yours. Now, so now that he's just going to peel it off. Says he's going to peel it off. Not pull him, so he's going to peel it off. The couple today was mine and yours. The idea of peeling off is very known, it's very clear, it'll be seen. Hutza Amr of Nachman, so by Hutza Rashi says, if you made a wall of reeds, what do you do? Chazis, how do you do chazis? Nachman's nufe, Nachman says you bend the edge of it, Lavar towards the outside. Rashi says, Roshi Ahutzadim, the end of the reeds, Yishal Sada, which you turn to the sides of the field, the cover of his friend. Ukashia Sonif Hahotzim, when he's weaving the reeds, Kashiyakla, after one of them ends, Yivayitin as and put in the next one, Yisnafenu, you should bend it towards the outside. Yeah. Haga, Yerichi is Kadaminim Els, we said earlier, Tafach, you say with an extra Tafach, Liveni, or Liveni, Orvi. So the Rabbah says this was the Girsa Balaga, Vachenu Girsa de Mukiyosef, as they had this Parife. Okay. This one's Samash. Rabbeinu Chanan Pirish Motzi Roshi Kakanim Vedafni takes the ends of the reeds and the wall. Oh no, sorry, the other types of reeds. Okay, there's a palm branch, some other types of reeds, the Roshi Kakanim and the Daphna. Yeah. Shehin Hakanim Ha'omdim Lechazik. Well, those are the Daphna is actually the reeds which are standing to be strengthened the Hamachit, the wall. The Chutz, you turn those to the outside. We told Pirush Hamash in the midst of his explanation. It implies Shakonim Shamamidim Behen Menatzad, the ones that you keep up from the side. They put on the side to keep up the whole wall. This Mocha Kosel to lean the wall on that. Zehu Lashon Snif, and this Lashon of Snif and Einkan. Okay? So you do those towards the friend's property. That's the side. Milavar. Miniavin Milagar. I want to do it on the inside. Avinam Michaver Milavar. The friend's also going to do it from the outside. Amr Didivi today, who is going to say it's mine and yours. Ihakli Hashanami guys, if so now he's also going to cut them down. Mishadi then throw them away. But Amr Didivi today, who would say it's mine and yours. Who Mishra Tina you cover, you like smeared in plastic. Tina okay. Hashanami Asi Chaver, and now the friend's going to come and peel it off. The answer is when you peel it off, it's been known, I guess, after on these reeds and everything. Abayam Rahutzalas, the Kantel Bishar says no, there's no way to fix this except with a document. Im also after you have one person brings it, bring witnesses, v'yachtamlo, and sign for him. V'masu shnaim ya'idu edem v'yachtamu. If both of them do, they should bring witnesses and they should testify that they both did it and sign on it. This v'masuhu. The several they kluf the tina me'ilua because he holds the peeling off plaster from the top of the reeds of hutza is not known, and therefore there's no real way to tell because it's not going to work in this situation. We need to start. I will also midat shneim, but we did it for both of them. Amr they Rav for Zika. The Rav Zika said to Rav Ashi, Lo Yasu, Lo Zeb, Lo Zed, don't make a need for this one, none of this one. Amr, so why are you making a cause at all? Amr Lo Tzrich, the cause of Chazim Nagnayu, the oven, the oven. We don't talk about except in the case one of them went earlier and made hit. He made it for himself. Vilo Avidu Kavri, Amr Didihu. If he does, the friend doesn't do it also, he's going to be able to say that it's his. Amalei, but Tana to come to the Rama, and Tana, he said back to him, Tana that's fixed for the Rama. Why is he teaching that? Commercial, that's what's trying to teach us. We're not normal than just to be teaching us how to fix when someone does a trickery. Commercial and Amalei, Reisha, have to come to the Rama. It gets back to him, the Reisha isn't it? Also, what's come to the Rama when it says make a closet? That's to fix someone cheating you. Oh. Amalei Bishlam, the Reisha makes sense to Reisha. Tana Dina, the Mishum Dina, Tana to come. They thought the din, and then because the din, it taught the kind of fixing of padding a chazit to stop the trickery. El Seifa Dina B'Katani, rather Seifa taught the din, Dina Seifa Dina Katani with Kantas, to teach a din that's taught to fix for it. Amar Vina Hakum Behutza, Askina here we're dealing with Hutze, the Fukum in the Bayit, including the Bayit, Amar Hutza last, it's Kantas, since Hutza doesn't have it on El Vishar. Kamashlan, the Bechaz, the Sagi, therefore come to teach us that with a Chaz it's enough, and is teaching us then that you could use a Hutza as a proper fixing. Hutza, like, causes as a proper fixing. V'lo yas, you shouldn't do. Because this lo lezevel lezen and echaz neither for this name. That's on the Hari Simon Shalo. Also, F on the sign would be leading to one for no one made it. Vishalo into his property. She ilu also haya osa chazis min b'chutz. That if he would do it, if one of them would have made it, then he would have made the chazis to the outside. Bavadi day, and he has to do his one. Also chazis min b'chutz. He has to make the chazis on the outside. But to come to the Ram, making a fix for the Ram, but to me as a question. Muchim v'nei dagas Ramayim hechplatana the misnei half mislis because of the worried of the Ramayim and Tani is the Tani bothered to teach this Mishnah. Reish the Gatani vosa chazim and b'chutz the Mishnah v'tzar is to make the chazim on the outside. Love to come to the Mishum Ramay who isn't it fix for the Ramay. The lolim b'mechavri shel shneinuhu that the friend shouldn't say it's not both of us. Tana the Tana in hoil v'ubika ein mekom nigdor since bika is not a place where you make a wall. In Yokol Kofu El Kones to the Toshabel, they can't force them, they go inside their own property, Bone and built it. I did ton of Redina, ton of Takantas and taught the din, then he taught the Takana. Also Chaz Mishum Ram, and he makes cuts because of the rabbi. Elam Seif with Dina Lokatana, but if Seif doesn't teach it then, they'll help to Pshita, the Imas to Misdat Shneim, because it's possible if you make them das both of them. Tasa Mishal Shneim, they should do make sure from both of them. But Kula Mishum Takanta over the Tanya, the whole thing is just to teach you what do you do if someone tricks you, you do this. Okay, banana. Then everyone, all the dins are known. The answer is no. We are talking Hutzah, and therefore not the din wasn't known. We didn't know that you could just make a chaz and that would work. The one who surrounds his friend from three sides. Together as the Rishon as the Shnev as the Shlish. Then walls of the first one, second one, and third one. And also, we don't obligate him to pay for the expenses of that wall. Rabbi Yossi says, Rabbi Yossi says, Im Ahmed Vigadar as Ravias, he stands up and does the walls of the fourth one. Megalgan on his skull, we roll on him on the whole amount. Rashi says, Makav he surrounds his friend. Very quiet 3 fields around the field of his friend. The social retirement with 3 boundaries. Together as the and he walks through them up. Nimzer Sada Shalom Sai comes out the field of the middle one. This middle guy, Mukaf Mishal is surrounded by 3 walls, with 3 sides. And also we don't obligate him to say Klum to give anything, and the meaning of this time Bikam Makam Shanagam Shalom Darhu, because as we said, that in the general valley is a place which doesn't have a minute wall, and therefore even if you build a wall, it's your problem, not mine. Haga, okay, Bolinira, the time to me it appears the reason is Bisham Dakadu Mahani, like it still doesn't have given him any benefit, media at all. Shakol Yokom Nikanis Mirach Reveals Governor will come through the 4th side. So you want the 3 side, but he can go to the 4th side. So what's the problem? How do you help me? Havel Im God reveals, but if you did wall up the 4th one, Mechayven also, then you would obligate him to pay. Even if it wasn't, yes, he walled up all 4 sides. Get a minute more, the Gemara says, but I forgot the meaning of the hell. It's Tam Bik or Makashnavish Loligdo, even though we said earlier the general valley is not a place which has a wall. Who? Hani mila bein beka lebeka, it's only between one beka to another beka. V'kosik of adal, and then for a wall which is 10 high, which is 4 amos high. The sham hud will be in. For that one we don't need. That's what you don't need. The leka, okay. The leka has agree because there's no has agree. Therefore you don't need. There's no damage of just being privacy damage. That's why you don't need a 6-foot wall, or 4 amos wall. However, the shul has the behemoths, but for the damage of the animal, shalo you can't decide of the shot, and they shouldn't come into the field. So together, shalo asara tefachim. He has to build his wall for him for which is 10 tefachim. Hamonei milikanis behemoths which stops the animals from coming in, that he would have to pay. Omer Mohammed we got Rabbi Yossi Omer if he stood and walls us the fourth one below Garsin Nekov, we don't Garsin Nekov. Agava fame Beer Shemino Fanano, some of the Beer Shemino Fanano. Amiyu on Nikov and Farshino in the common, however, on foreign Nikov, they do explain it later on, that's what it means. But also, Rachel Mukh Perak Beis, the Baba Kama, this is proven in the second paragraph of Baba Kama, Valashim Machiach, the Gatani Yim Ahmad. And the language proves this when it says if he stood, Lo Gatani Yim Gadar, and doesn't say if he walls. McLeod the Lab, who the Gadar Shalosh Myers, talking about, not implies it's not from that person which were walled the first three. Doesn't say in Gadar, it says in Ahmad. Okay, this is okay. Megalgal and all as the gold roll on everything on him. Let's say Galgal B'Shlosha Rishona to give his portion of the first three. To keep in the Gadar as Sadar Pesuah, since he walled the wall, the open side. Goli died to the Nichalev Mai the Gadar Chavis. He revealed his doubt that he likes what his friend did, and if he walls up the fourth one, he's shown that he likes it. Amr who Yehuda Amr Shmuel, Yehuda Amr Shmuel says, Allah, Rabbi Yossi, Allah is like Rabbi Yossi. The Amr Yamam the God of Rabbi says, if he stands and walls up the fourth one, Megagal and let's call roll everything on it. Loshna Amr, Nikov, Loshna Amr. Now, Makav doesn't matter if it's the Nikov did it, if the person who was getting walled did it. Well, it doesn't matter if the person Makav who's walling everything did the fourth one, we roll everything on it. Itmar is a statement of Ra'im. Rafuna Amr, Akol Lefi Mashigada, everything is according to. When it says the word akol, Megalim was a call, means if Fimashagal, according to what is walled, everything. Everything is according to the value of reeds, the cheapest price. Non Hamakabit Gover, Michel Shukos of Megadavis or Shonov as a Shnevas. This is that learned to the Mishnah. You walled the friend for 3 sides. You wall the first one, the second one, and the third one. In Mechayvanos, you don't obligate him. However, yes, but implies, but if you wall the fourth one, Mechayvanos, you would obligate him. Ema Sefer, let's talk about the Sefer. Of Yossi Amid of God of Zavias, he stood and walled the fourth one, Megagal and Oxacol, rolled on him everything. Especially when that makes sense, when it's Amra Kol, if you mash with that means everything according to what he walled. But Hainu Tikum Tanakam. That's what you could say there's a difference between Tanakam and Rabbi Yossi. Tanakam is over the Kol, if you the main economy is all you that you would the dia could make 1, 2, 3, yes, but if you do the fourth you would be obligated. That just means obligated what? The make economy is all the value of reeds in general and the cheap reeds. In Masha Gadar low, but the whole amount that he walled, no. Rabbi Yossi's over Hakul if the Gadar and Rabbi Yossi holds that everything according to what he walled, he would have obligated everything. Al Lachiv according to Rav, the Rav, Damrak all of you to make on a bizzle, everything is according to the value of reeds cheaply. What's the difference between Tanakam and Riosa? Tanakam also implies that 1, 2, and 3 then you don't pay, but if you do 4 you would pay. So when Riosa says if you do 4 you pay, okay, that's the same with Tanakam. If he's not giving the value of cheap reeds, then if that's not giving, like what is he giving him? So how is he chayiv? How is it mashal he's chayiv in the Tanakama? He's not even going to give him the cheapest thing. And the Gemara says, if you want to say just one answer, I'm going to do a yikubena. The payment for a watcher is between them, which is I guess even less than reed walls. Tanakama is silver going to do it in to make the kind of bizzle low. Tanakama holds that the reward for watching is you pay. Yes, you have to pay that. The make kind of bizzle, but the cheap reeds you don't have to even pay that. Well, Rabbi Yossi says the make kind of bizzle in you pay the cheap reeds. Again, you do have to pay cheap reeds. The second answer, if you want to say, the first one, second one, and third one is between them. But Tanakam is over that if you build the fourth one, yeah, you are high, but only the fourth one, that's what you give him. The first one, second one, and third one, you don't give him anything. The second, the Yossi holds the first one, second, and third one. You also give him everything, but only the value of reeds. You don't have to give him the full wall. If you want to say that the Makav and Nikav is between them, the Tanakam is over time done with Nikav. The Tanakam holds the reason is because the Nikav did stood up. Who the Megagalim all of Vesicle. That's we rolled everything on him because the Nikav got up and did everything. I will omid Makav, but if the person who was meaning the person who got surrounded, that's where he rolled everything on it because he showed that he wanted it and built the fourth wall. What if the Makif would surround him on the fourth side? Ain't no no El Demeir, it's only given the fourth one. If Yossi saw Velosh Nikif, Velosh the Makif, Yossi holds there's no difference in the Nikif or the Makif. Whoever does it is going to be obligated. Imam the God there Megagal and Mexico, if he goes in walls, whether the person surrounded him, whether the person getting surrounded, everything gets rolled on him. This not coming in other languages. Makav and Nikavik. I have another way of saying Makav and Nikavik between them. Tanakam Sover him Gather. Makav as the Revias Namika Yavliz. If the Makav surrounds him on the fourth wall, he also gives him. Rav Yosi Sover him Mama Nikav Gather as Revias. And Rav Yosi says only if the Nikav gets around, the person got surrounded, then he's really shown that he wants it. But if the Makav does it, so he hasn't really shown that the Nikav hasn't. The person getting surrounded doesn't say he wanted it. You did something, I don't know, I'm not paying attention to what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing, but I don't need a wall. I need a wall. But if the person getting surrounded himself is doing it, then clearly he's shown that he wants it. In Omanik of a god of Servias, who the Galidite, the Niflis, build his after his Niflis, there have a limb god of Mak, so you have meet. But if the Mak does, he doesn't give anything. Let me just switch this so we can see Rashi properly. Okay. Lefi Mashgaran, according to what he walled, Koichli Yosef and all his payments, Shavutzia Behamli pay with them reached the first one Yachzil Mechza gives him half of that. He turns back to him half of that. That would be everything. To make on the other opinion is the value of reeds. Normally, in these side together, the economy is enough for the wall of reeds. We actually vote social together. Economy it's costing me to pay with the payments of a wall of stones. But if the fourth wall would obligate him, if he aim a safe look at safe of Yossi Yam together, we shown him aim the hollow hand is immediately didn't help him at all. Shahari Goli who's to meet side of Yossi side, it's revealed on the fourth side. Ha im Gather Og Makif as reviews, but if the wall moved further from the fourth side, also the hand would obligate him because he did help him. Aim a safe look at safe of Yossi Yom. Bishlam Rabhuna makes sense according to Rabhuna. The Amra Kol of Yossi says the Kol of Yossi, the Masha Gather who means according to what he paid, what he walled him. I knew the Ikabain Tanakam and Rav Yossi. That's the there is between Tanakam and Rav Yossi. The Tanakam are lo naka lishna the Hakol. The Tanakam didn't fix the language of Hakol, so to make on him bezul. It holds the value of reeds which are cheap. Who them and also that's when you're obligated. Rav Yossi Sover, and Rav Yossi holds that you have to pay the whole thing. The whole letter of the Tanakam Dafka im Gather Makif as a Rav Yossi. Because this you can't say the Tanakam specifically if you did wall the surrounder, not the surroundee, the person getting surrounded, walls the fourth one, who the Mechayim, that's when he's obligated the person getting surrounded if the surrounder does it also. Avolim Gather Nikaf, but if the person getting surrounded were to wall low, then he wouldn't get payment, and that would be the difference between Rav Yossi and Tanakam. The problem is the Kolzgin that it's a Kolzgin, hash the hake of the Glogol, that now when he doesn't reveal his das, the person getting surrounded, the Nechale Beakif, the Nechale likes to be getting surrounded, come Mechayim, he's obligated. Kolshkin Hechad the Goli for sure one place when he reveals it. The Rav Yossi Nami Kasavale, the point of the Rav Yossi also where we think Hashtas you're thinking now. In Tana Nikif within the Makif is that we taught Nikif and who had the Makif. Ella Begilgul Dako, that the same thing would be if with Makif we did it. El Begilgul Dako, who the believe they're just the rolling of everything is what they're arguing on, so that's the difference. One is Sutsa, one is everything, so otherwise what's the difference? El Tana comes to make Hanam Nami lo Yavle, El Maid Yavle. But according to Namakama, if you don't give him even reeds, then what are you going to give him? My Mechayven also did that in mill. So what is you obligate him that we made a deal for the mill from his teaching that there's a deal that he obligated, How is Yavli? Yavli Agar in theory gives him the payment for water. Davar Muach Hayatzarf Litan the Shomer is a little bit which you have to get to a Shomer, but Choshana Yishir Kishim Makom when it's in its place. The Koma so within it has its standing grain. Tanakam Sabatana Kam. So the Meir holds. The Meir Bias Yavli given the value of the fourth one. The value of Makif is if you fall to the fourth one, the Makif the surrounder walls him. I will maybe shown us with the value of the first one, the loyav doesn't give a shit. Vayatim hem zaka is already left for them zaka. Based in Bezdin, Shahayu Sham Yam Ram is there for many days, lo it didn't help him. Im guard to negro or bias if the wall the surrounding walls the fourth one, loyav lemi doesn't give anything to the preachers as we explained. So Vayati day Bezdin Mehem is already left from Bezdin with them. Meaning the first one, second one, and the third one, you didn't have to pay anything, left from Bezdin, you got it. Rabbi Yossi, Loshna got a Nivdiv, Loshna got a Magavna. Doesn't matter if the Nikif around, doesn't matter if the Magav is around, the Magav and all this, the Koli around. We roll on him everything. The Kulan, to make on him with all of them, you would pay the value of Konim though, but still, you have to pay all of them. So if the fourth is surrounded by the Magav, then he pays everything. He pays something. He pays the fourth wall. But if the fourth one is surrounded by the Nikif, meaning he already got the first three, and now the fourth one is the only one he paid already for that, so he don't have to pay anything more. And Rabbi Yossi holds, no, it doesn't matter, you pay everything. You pay for all the walls. There's no yatsa from Bez. You left Bezdin already, it's already done. We don't have to deal with those first three. No, don't hold that idea. You might say Makav Nikavi Benai, or the second answer is you want to say Makav Nikavi between them. Tanakam is the Rabbi Yossi, Tanakam holds the Rabbi Yossi to go in the Nikav when the person getting surrounded does it. Rabbi Yossi lastly the Tanakam doesn't hold, Rabbi Yossi doesn't hold the Tanakam because the Makif, if the Makif just did it. When you have the Nikav dig it, everyone agrees that you're obligated and everything. Rabbi Yossi doesn't hold the Tanakama if the Makif did it, and that would be okay, and he would have to pay everything. Tanakam is over lotion on negative lotion on Makif. Tanakam holds no different thing, no different Makif. He other and if when you wall the fourth one, Mechayv also you're obligated. The hot Tanakam Makif primary because Tanakam is talking about the Makif. But the Kingdom Milsit made it from his statement. However, yes, Mechayv also that he built the fourth one. You would obligated. Of course, you should go to Nikif because he died to be sure when the Nikif, the person getting surrounded did, and then he has revealed his das. And so therefore, the Tanakam is talking both, because it says Makif, which is the person doesn't have to pay yet. We're trying to make the Nikif pay. The person getting surrounded pay. So if we see the Makif is Chayiv, even when the person who is not giving the money is Chayiv, the Nikif, for sure if the Nikif himself does it, he's Chayiv. But the Yossi only holds if the Nikif himself does it, he's Chayiv. But if the Makif does it, the Nikif hasn't shown he wants this wall, so he doesn't have to pay.